Graduates, please be seated. Good evening and welcome to the Glen Cove High School 2023 graduation ceremony. Buenas noches y bienvenidos a la ceremonia de graduación de la clase del 2023. Welcome Dr. Rihanna, Mrs. Doshner, Mrs. Galante, Mr. Caracas, our distinguished members of the Board of Education, our faculty, staff, parents, guardians, and most of all our honored guests, the graduating class of 2023. Before proceeding, I would like to thank a number of people who have been instrumental in putting this beautiful ceremony together. Thank you to our head custodians, Ralph DiMaggio and Roy Bencio, as well as the entire custodial staff. Hector Rosario and his security staff, the main office secretarial staff, Mrs. Rant, Mrs. Molesky, Mrs. Ayala, and Mrs. Teed. Thank you to Mrs. Cameron in guidance, who plays a very important role in this event. Thank you to the teachers, monitors, guidance counselors, and department coordinators for helping our students get to this point. Lastly, thank you to Chris Barry, Zach Gottenburn, Vinny Iannelli, and all of the students in our TV program for helping out this evening. Let's give them a round of applause. Seniors, please join the chorus. At this time, if you can, please stand and join us as the 2023 Class President Aiden Costello leads us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we'll hear the Glen Cove Alma Mater conducted by Senior Ellie Waska.
Never let thy glory
It is my pleasure to now introduce the principal of Glen Cove High School, Mr. Allen Hudson III.
Okay, so I want to start this off by, obviously I wrote a speech, but I want to start this off and say thank you to all of the seniors who gave me ducks. I don't know exactly what it means. I know it has been a prank here at Glen Cove High School for the past couple of months, but I love you and I will cherish these ducks, all right? All right. So thank you, Ms. Padilla, and good evening, everyone. I know we are all wishing that we were outside right now, so I ended up reducing my speech a bit. I stand here in awe of this momentous moment. On behalf of the staff, the teachers, and administrators, it is my honor and my privilege to give this commencement speech to celebrate such an amazing group of students. Let's give them a round of applause, please. So, let me just catch my, I don't want to get emotional here. Before I begin, I'm going to say this one last time because this is the last time, if you are a parent or you're graduating and leaving us, that you'll ever hear these robocalls. Good evening. This is Allen Hudson III, principal of Glen Cove High School. Now, I know some of you love that, and some of you found it to be annoying, all right? But as I wrote this speech, I realized that I left out a few key words in my introductory line. It should have sounded more like this. Good evening. This is Allen Hudson III, 1991 Glen Cove High School graduate, proud father of four Glen Cove High School graduates, and the principal of the one and only Glen Cove High School. Let's go. Let's go. Now, this beautiful moment wouldn't exist without the support of our district administrators, our superintendent, Dr. Maria Rihanna, our assistant superintendents, Ms. Doshner, Mr. Caracas, Ms. Galante, and of course, our Board of Education. A huge thank you to our building principals, especially Ms. Santoro and Ms. Arfman, who will be retiring this year. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you to our coordinators, especially Ms. Cassandra Shannon, all right, who is retiring after 24 years in the district. On behalf of the Glen Cove community, we thank you for your dedication and your continuous support of our students. A special thank you to our two assistant principals, Ms. Katie Prudente and Ms. Horenia Padilla, who do a great job of connecting with students and staff to cultivate a culture of positivity and excellence. Let's give them a round of applause. And of course, I must thank our wonderful clerical staff, Ms. Cameron, Ms. Ayala, Ms. Molesky, Ms. Rant, and Ms. T, who have been crucial to our students' success, as well as my success here as my first year as the principal. A huge thank you to Ralph DiMaggio, who, for those who know him, he always knows a guy, all right? Roy Bencio and the entire custodial staff who have helped to put this event together and also have helped to shape the lives of our students. Thank you to Hector Rosario and our security staff who keep our students safe, but also have developed incredible relationships with them as well. Whether it's a kind word from Big Mike in the morning, words of advice from Buff Mike in the cafeteria, words of advice from Miss King in the hallway, or encouraging words from Miss Gaudio as some of you are exiting when you're free, or some of you are sneaking out because you were not free. All right? It's all good. You're graduating. All right? Thank you to our IT department, Mr. Barry, GCTV crew, who are live streaming this event. Thank you to our mental health professionals and counselors who have been a rock of strength and support for our students and staff. Thank you to our teachers who have built positive relationships with you, encouraging you to be the best version of yourself while implementing challenging lessons to prepare you for the future. And last but not least, myself being a parent here as well, a huge thank you to parents, guardians, and family members who have put forth their best efforts in supporting their students. As a parent of a teenager myself, I know the struggles, but your patience, your love, guidance, sacrifices, and belief in our graduates have been pivotal in being here today. Therefore, today is just as much of a victory for you as it is for them, and we truly thank you for your unwavering support. Now, to our wonderful graduates. Today we gather here to celebrate this extraordinary milestone in your life. High school graduation marks the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, resilience, fortitude, and growth. It is a day filled with mixed emotions, a bittersweet blend of joy and nostalgia. As I said, as your principal, I'm deeply honored to stand before you. In fact, the theme of my speech today is overcoming obstacles and pursuing your dreams, which is exactly, as I look around in front of me, we know the stories that you have. We know the obstacles that a number of you and all of you have overcome, and we are truly proud of you. So let's think back. As a freshman, you began with a normal or typical experience. In 10th grade, you rose a bit on the high school food chain, but were interrupted by the pandemic named COVID-19, which didn't just send Glen Cove, but it sent the world into a spin. Now, I not only experienced this as your assistant principal at that time, but I experienced that as AJ's dad. I witnessed firsthand the mental, social, emotional, and even financial tolls this disruption took on our students. By mid-March 2020, you were literally isolated from your friends and extended family, and your high school days were now spent quarantining as you watched your teachers and heard your friends and classmates through Chromebooks as you adjusted to virtual learning. Many of you endured various forms of loss and even death. It was a dark time that tested your resilience, fortitude, and your endurance. However, like the GC Knights that you are, rather than succumbing or making excuses, you overcame. You adapted by socializing through apps like House Party, Google Hangout, and by connecting on games like NBA 2K and Fortnite. While staring at a screen for 7 hours a day, you persisted with hopes of one day returning to Glen Cove High School. We began the new normal of masks and social distancing, and again, you guys flipped it and coordinated your masks to go with your fits. You sported favorite teams, characters, and logos, and hey, some of you even came up and started making your own masks. What this class has to understand is your ability to grow through adversity is your superpower. Fast forward to this year. You return to Glen Cove High School inspired, confident, and yearning for an exciting year. You fully experienced pep rally, homecoming, school plays and concerts, the red and green games, honor societies and award ceremonies, and most recently, the senior prom, which I have to say, after meeting with the manager, they said this class, the way they were dressed, the way they acted, was one of the best classes that they've ever had at a prom. That speaks volumes about these students in front of you. Forged like a knight's sword, you emerge victorious, evident by the fact that you sit here now among your friends, among family and faculty who have always had your back. So as you close this chapter and begin to write the next exciting script of your life, let's remember our mantra of GC Pride. Continue to be prepared, respectful, involved, diligent, and ethical. Venture into the world prepared to tackle all challenges and wonderful opportunities ahead of you. Responsible, so when those opportunities present themselves, you will know exactly what to do. Be involved, extend a helping hand to others, and be diligent in being your brother and your sister's keeper. Most importantly, be ethical. Cherish different points of view and embrace and celebrate diversity. Let's continue to push each other forward and be an example to the world of what we can achieve when we work together. Remember that Glen Cove High School will always be your home. We love you, and once a student, but always a GC Knight. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson. Let's give him another round of applause. Next, we will hear a reflection from the Superintendent of the Glen Cove City School District, Dr. Maria Rihanna.
Thank you, Mrs. Padilla. Good evening. It is an honor for me to be standing here this evening, one I do not take for granted. Parents, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to share in your children's lives. This is not something we, administrators, teachers, and staff, take for granted here at Glen Cove. These young people before me are an extraordinary group of young people. Strong, resilient, and determined. Determined to move forward and make an impact, however big or small, but assuredly significant. I can say with confidence because I have experienced conversations with a number of them, either individually or as a group. And I have listened to their stance and their point of view, and sometimes even their argument. I have watched them take hold of a cause or an issue with such determination and such maturity that the future seems assuredly a better place. Extraordinary, diverse in their dreams, their skills, and their talents, but similar in your passions, your sense of community, and your heart. Being a parent is not an easy role, but as you look at your child this evening, take a moment. Be proud. Be proud in all that you have done to bring them to this point. Know that all the decisions that you've made for them, all the fears that you have felt for them, all the prayers that you have said, and the support you have provided them, even the tears you may have shed for them, you have given them a solid foundation, a good, sturdy one, for which they will build their future. Graduates, you allowed me to get to know so many of you, and in that, I thank you. I don't take that for granted. You are amazing to me. You are kind, you are intelligent, you are able to come together and find solutions to achieve success and to comfort when necessary. You know how to reach out, to give, and to ask for help. You embody a unique combination of characteristics. Please don't take that for granted. Things may get difficult for you at times. That is part of life. But if you stay true to who you are and who we know you are to be, you will overcome and you will succeed. Many of you today have begun a journey that you have imagined and planned. Some of you are still not sure, and that is okay. To you, I say, explore. It will come. Try something you have yet to imagine. Take a class just for the curiosity you may feel and see where it takes you. Be confident, be brave, be sure to take a step forward each day, one day at a time. For it will be yours, this journey, because it is your future. As you move forward and set out on this journey, I wish you a road to be long and filled with choices, rich with adventures, dreams that will become your reality. And as you travel this road, I ask you to remember these few thoughts. Be present. In life, there are no ordinary moments, and most of us never fully realize the significance of those moments in our lives, especially when they're happening. So I challenge you to leave each moment with meaning. Be thoughtful. Whatever you are meant to do, move towards it each day. And if you come to a roadblock, don't stop. You may need to take a detour, but see it as just another way to get to where you want to be, or perhaps, even more importantly, where you were meant to be. Be strong. Define yourself by the best that is in you, not the worst that has been done. Be sincere. When it comes from your heart, people will see your passion and understand. Be resilient. There is nothing you can't live down, rise above, or overcome. And lastly, never compromise your integrity. You will be confronted with choices in your life that will be difficult. Don't ever allow someone or something before you convince you otherwise. Trust in yourself. You will most likely be correct. You have been given all the right tools, and in these last 18 years or so of your life, you have been building a solid foundation. You know right from wrong. You know good from bad. You know reading, writing, and arithmetic, and you know heart. Now it's time to use this. Now it's time to use all that you know and what is also in your heart to see those dreams through to reality. Have faith. I promise you, the minute you begin to do what you really want to do, it will be a very different life for you. You will arrive at the place you were destined for, and it will happen in the time that it takes to get there. Different, perhaps, for each one of you, but that's okay. Don't hurry the journey. Relish each moment and gather the knowledge from each experience along the way. It will happen. Your dreams can, and they will come true. One last thing. We will always be there for you. Teachers, friends, and most importantly, your family. Even when you don't see them physically standing next to you, know that they're there to help and to guide, and even just to listen. You are never alone on this journey. As for me, with all my heart, I wish you a splendid journey, Godspeed and love to each and every one of you. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you, Dr. Rihanna. Now we will hear remarks from the Board of Education President, Ms. Maria Elena Venuto.
Thank you, Dr. Rihanna. Thank you, Ms. Padilla. I'm just going to go for my speech. Dear 2023 graduates, families, friends, and staff, I'm here as the Board of Education President, but many of you know me as Aurora and Sam Siri's mom. As the parent of future and recent graduates of Glen Cove schools, I have watched many of you grow from little children to the amazing young adults that you are now. My fellow parents on the Board of Education and I want you to know how proud we are of all of you. Wherever you go in the future, I know that this community supports you and takes pride in all that you accomplish. So what does it mean to graduate from high school? Finally, you've earned the right to go to the bathroom without asking for permission. But you've earned so much more than that. You've earned your high school diploma, and that honor is yours forever. Your high school graduation is a testament to your hard work, dedication, and resilience over the past 4 years. Amidst the challenges of the pandemic, the isolation, the loss, and the confusion, you persevered. You conquered each obstacle one by one, and here you are. I want you to appreciate just how significant your achievement is. You have spent countless hours studying, preparing, and working towards this moment, and you should be proud of yourselves and of each other. On behalf of the school board, I need to acknowledge Aiden Costello. He volunteered his time as a student representative for the Board of Education. Aiden brought a positive and compelling message to our board meetings on behalf of Glen Cove students. He demonstrated the caring and commitment to our community that so many of you share. To all our graduates, today marks a significant milestone in your lives. You have completed a journey that was not always easy, but with dedication and determination, you got here. Remember this as you continue on to other opportunities and challenges in life. Know that you have the power to continue learning and achieving your goals no matter where life takes you. Today is a day for celebration. Cherish this moment and let it empower you to pursue your dreams for the future. On behalf of the Glen Cove Board of Education, congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Ms. Venuto. At this point, we'll have the salutatorian Ashton Green come up for her address.
Sorry. I found out I would be making this speech 8 months ago, and as we've all done so many times at the Glen Cove High School, I procrastinated and only started 3 days before the speech was due. To be transparent, this was because of nerves that I had about this speech. You may be able to hear it in my voice right now, but someone a while ago gave me the advice to speak up even when your voice shakes. Lists help sometimes, so I made a checklist of the most important things for me to include in my speech. An anecdote, a lesson, a Taylor Swift quote, a thank you, and of course, a congratulations to the class. The one thing I couldn't decide was whether to focus on remembering the past years we've shared or encouraging everyone to focus on what's to come. So for each of the 3 days I had left before the due date, I thought of one thing that I would miss and one thing I am ready to leave behind in my high school career. On the first day, I walked into school and noticed how many hellos and good mornings I made on the way to first period. I knew I'd miss that sense of familiarity and the incredibly supportive teachers and staff that I've gotten to know these past 12 years, especially Ms. Shannon, who in her final year with the district chose to teach a class as a coordinator that otherwise would not have run. Her determination and passion for her job will continue to inspire me past my high school career. But on day one, I also knew that I was ready to leave behind the robocall that tattled on my tardiness that day, as it did many times this year. The next day was tough. I spent the day with friends I've known almost my whole life that can read my mind and I can read theirs. Not only did I know that I'd miss them, but I truly wondered how I was going to make it without them all a block away. I then went home to my family that coached me on my essay as the due date loomed. I want to thank my mom, dad, sister, and brother for their unconditional love always and their judgment when reviewing my speech. Needless to say, I could not find a reason to leave on day 2. But on the final day, I listened to my physics teacher as he told stories of when he had my brother and my sister. He told me of how they always amazed him with their math skills. I knew I would miss the roots that I had at this school as I ventured to a new one, but I also knew that I was ready to shape into my own person, with no preconceived notions of how she might be. At the end of the 3 days, the lyrics sang in my head that there'll be happiness after you, but there was happiness because of you too. While high school brought us memories of cheering at football games, talking in class about everything except the lesson, and laughing with friends on free periods, there is still a lifetime of happiness left to come. With my checklist almost complete, the only thing left to say is congratulations to the class of 2023. I hope high school was just the beginning of a lifetime of laughter and joy.
Thank you, Ashlyn. Next, we have our honorary, Agostino Fasciolo.
Good evening, students, teachers, faculty, administrators, friends, family, and other esteemed guests. Thank you all for attending the celebration of Class of 2023 graduates. To the Class of 2023, we ate that. You know, at this very moment, all that comes to mind is a series of phrases. Break a leg, don't be nervous, just pretend like everyone's in their underwear. And quite frankly, that thought makes me extremely uncomfortable, and it doesn't help that I'm standing in the heat in front of hundreds of people. Yet here we all are, all together to celebrate this great class that I have been so lucky to have been a part of. Now I can stand here and say how it's been a long 13 years making it to this point, how the pandemic took away the end of our freshman year, and blah, blah, blah. I've never been the type of person to give a sappy speech about how we're all going to succeed in the future, and that the best is yet to come, and all the boring and generic words people expect to hear. But let me keep it real. None of us knew what to expect when walking through those red doors. I honestly expected it to be like high school in the movies, where there's random break dances and we barely go to class. I was proven to be incredibly wrong. The reality of the situation is that it felt intimidating, coming from middle school where you felt superior because you were on top. Now, it felt like you were starting over. Entering a brand new environment with new people and not knowing your way around, just feeling completely lost. To this day, I'm still looking for the pool on the 3rd floor. But this school has provided an environment where everyone can relate to one another. Like when we all talked about failing Ms. Hall's Rome test, and even the upperclassmen at the time knew that struggle. But this is just a fraction of the moments that have brought us closer together. Even commitment day on the field and AP water assassin have made us closer than we realize. After all, we won't realize the value and importance of these moments until they have transformed into memories that one day we will look back upon. There have been several years of anticipation that have led to this very moment. Those years have turned into months, months turned into weeks, weeks turned into days. These days have now come to an end. Now here we are, all together for the last time, such a bittersweet moment. But I'm truly so proud of what we have all accomplished, and I'm grateful we were all able to do it together. Now I told myself today I wasn't gonna cry, and I haven't yet, so go me, right? But I really can't promise that when I lay in bed later tonight thinking about how this part of my life is over, that the waterworks will come. But no more of that sappy stuff. Let's celebrate all of us today. We truly deserve it. Thank you to my parents and my sister Christina for the constant support and love you have given me. I also want to shout out my besties Alessia, Katie, and Maria for constantly tolerating my dramatic outbursts and sticking with me since kindergarten. With all that being said, I would like to leave you with wise words from a true icon. Taylor Swift once said, "No matter what happens in life, be good to people. Being good to people is a wonderful legacy to leave behind." Finally, I'd like to say thank you to everyone. And congratulations, class of 2023. We did it!
Thank you, Agostino. Now we have our faculty speaker, Michael Curran, also known as Big Mike.
All right, Mr. H, it's all good, thank you. First comes to first, I like to go off script. I know what that means. A lot of people probably getting nervous, looking around for a closest AED machine, but it's okay. I just want to thank Ms. Anderson for helping me out, putting the punctuation marks where they belong in my speech, and my wife for putting up with me. All right, and I appreciate the class for picking me, and we're going to make this as quick as possible because I know everybody wants to go home and get out of this hot gymnasium. So let's go, guys. All right. You know it. All right. All right, good evening, Glen Cove High School family. Before I begin, I would like to recognize Dr. Rihanna, the administrators, Board of Education members, Mr. Hudson, Ms. Pedente, Ms. Padilla, faculty, staff members, especially security, loved ones, and of course, the class of 2023. All right. Let me tell you, it's an honor to be here giving this speech for the second time. Although I heard I was not the first choice. Unfortunately, George Santos couldn't make it, so I filled in for him. I think he was getting knighted by the king, so his loss, our gain. All right. When I look back 4 years ago, I would never have imagined I'd be standing here for the first time, let alone twice. 4 years went by without having a speaker. I thought my last speech might have put an end to it. But guess who's back? I was told that if you get picked the third time, you get to become the superintendent, sorry, and a set of steak knives. Man, I can't wait to get those steak knives. I'm telling you. Next, I would like a shout out to my students, my nieces, nephews, twins, and of course, my chuletas. All right. Nothing makes me happier than see you grow into the fine young ladies and gentlemen that you've become. What a crazy few years it's been. It was a difficult time of remote learning, or your version of remote learning, by turning on your Chromebook and pointing your camera up at the ceiling. Yeah. Being 6 feet apart, vaccines, A to F days, and wearing masks. Some of you I wish were still wearing them, but that's okay. And not knowing how your high school years would turn out. But all jokes aside, we made it through and we're here today. That's right. That's right. You got it, brother. Let's face it, your class was lucky. You had me as a mentor, coaching you through good times, bad times, telling me all stories of what went on over the weekend while coming through the front door, spilling the tea, as you call it. All while carrying your venti crappuccino, chai latte, all right, 2 pumps of white chocolate, 3 pumps of weasel milk or whatever else goes into it. I would listen, hand you a late pass to a class you're not gonna attend, because as you say, oh, I don't need it. My counselor made me take it, right? My response is always the same. Get your shorts early, because it's hot in here for the summer, all right? It's been my pleasure watching you grow. We had a connection and mutual respect I hope will stay along with us after you guys leave the halls of Glen Cove High School. Take my advice I've given to you over the past few years and apply it to everyday life. Now the day is here, the day you talked about for 4 years. We'll just leave it at 4 years because you know who you are. You stayed awake long enough, made it through math, English, science, social studies, so now it's time to make every moment count. Put away your phone. It's not oxygen. You can live without it and experience all that life has to offer. Life is like a camera. Focus on what's important, capture the good times, develop from the negatives, and if things don't work out, you take another shot. The world is yours. Your opportunities are endless and the possibilities are limitless. How wonderful a thought it is that some of the best days of your life haven't happened yet. What will matter is remembering how you used your time at Glen Cove High School to help you become the person you grow into. You've already made me proud, but what's most important is to make yourselves proud. Live a meaningful life. All right. It's not about being rich, being popular, like me, being highly educated, or being perfect. It's about being real, being humble, being able to share ourselves and touch the lives of others. I hope I've done that today. Thank you. Congratulations to class of 2023. Go Big Red. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Curran. Class President Aiden Costello will now address us.
Good evening, guests, parents, teachers, faculty, and most importantly, my lifelong best friends and classmates. The 28th President of the United States, Woodrow Wilson, once said, "I not only use all the brains that I have, but all that I can borrow." These words considerably resonate with who I am as a person, as well as how I lived my 18 years in Glen Cove. From as young as 4 years old in preschool, we have shared experiences, memories, laughs, tears, our first times together, and during this final year, our last times together. We stand here on this day, the class of 2023, as essential parts of one another, parts that don't exist to the naked eye, that run deeper than merely our recollection of fun memories together, parts that will silently stick with us to the end of time. To the students of Glen Cove's class of 2023, you are a part of me, and you always will be. You have been my backbone, supporting me throughout this wild ride of my adolescent years. You have instilled in me the confidence and leadership qualities that will guide me for the rest of my life towards fulfilling my passions and aspirations of the future. You've created a positive environment that I can confidently call my home, and I will forever be grateful for that. So thank you. In a way, I view Glen Cove similarly to how I view the melting pot of our country, America at large. Although we may celebrate different holidays, practice different religions, or appreciate different cultures, we all have taken a collective pride in one common aspect of our existence thus far. That is, being a part of the GC family. This commonality between us has awarded us with a safe space to be stimulated intellectually and to grow, not just as students, but as human beings. Our diversity, along with our shared sense of community, has served as the foundation for productive, open discussions and relationship building. With this, we gained insight into new perspectives and experiences, allowing us to potentially challenge redundant, arbitrary views and acquire our own personalized, greater understanding of the world around us. I believe as Glen Cove students, we are more than prepared to take on the world, and this is due to the sole reason of having each other. Over the past years, we have learned a great deal from one another, whether it be how to write a 650-word essay 10 minutes before an 11:59 p.m. deadline, to avoid bringing air horns to football and soccer games because Rosa will end up taking it anyway, to secretly unlock the CAF doors and casually cut line to slide in with our friends, to learn how to speak a different language, to demonstrate compassion and tolerance in moments of disagreement, to stand by each other and persist in the face of adversity, and to truly love one another, regardless of our differences. This is what makes Glen Cove so heartfelt. The kaleidoscope of vibrant life experiences and views of our peers that we either reflected on or related to has contributed to making us the visioned and well-cultured people we are today. In a couple months, we will be completely leaving this place that we hold dear to our hearts. As we take on the rest of the world, we will come across people from many different walks of life. It's important to realize that we will soon become engulfed into a larger, unfamiliar, less tight-knit world, where love and acceptance of others is not prioritized like it is in the Glen Cove community. Our country's primary fixation is on monetary success, with little consideration to our overall moral conscience. However, as we graduate, we must remember that our past and our present, our old environment and our new environment, do not exist exclusively from one another. We have the ability to bring our transformative GC power to any destination. More specifically, we have the power to lift love beyond mere personal relationships and turn it into a broad-scale social force for good. Class of 2023, we are the future of the known world. It is in our hands to establish an uplifting atmosphere that dignifies everyone, regardless of who they are. It is time to live in a world that is grounded in love. So with all that said, I would like to add to Woodrow Wilson's quote I mentioned in the beginning of my speech. It's not only my brain or others that I will borrow and use in life, but I will also utilize my heart, as well as everyone else's I encounter, to lead a life of endless learning and love. Class of 2023, I will forever love and cherish every moment we have spent together. Thank you for the unmatched memories and life lessons. It was one unforgettable ride.
Thank you, Aiden. At this point, we will hear from our valedictorian, Brooke Tran.
Wow, that's small. Hi, GC. Thanks for lasting 4 years of high school. First off, I'd like to thank and fully acknowledge my family, friends, teachers, principals, superintendent, custodial staff, including our beloved security guards, and the family of James Allen Anthony Guarini, who have helped me throughout my high school experience. My family especially, since they have to deal with living with me. I'm positive that half, if not all of the gray hairs on my mom's head are because of me. Coming to 12th grade, we were glad to be seniors of the school, top of the food chain, but now that we're graduating and entering college, we'll return to being at the bottom. It won't be easy, but it'll be another chance to show our strength. It's a new beginning until graduate school for some of us, when we start that cycle again. Just when we thought we were done learning, college hits us like a bus, and then graduate school like a train, until we progress to our eventual goal, a career. For me, I've always known that I wanted to pursue a career as a physician ever since I was young. Little me was fascinated with watching medical procedures that most others would find quite grotesque, like a wide-eyed kid at a candy shop. I was also ecstatic to be in the hospital, which seems like a psychotic statement, but really was influenced by the unlimited blue raspberry slushies they gave me. Of course, as I grew older, I gained a deeper insight into the medical field and its sciences, which made me want to be a physician even more. If any of you are my patients in the future, don't worry. I'm dedicated to your health and not just the slushies. But on a more serious note, not everyone has their life planned out to the finest detail, and sometimes you don't know when you're gonna end up or where you expect it to be years later because of the uncertainty this world brings. Plans are only a guideline to how you want to live your life, because not everything becomes actuality. If there's one thing I live by, my tidbit advice, it's this: pursue what makes you happy. If you strive to be happy above all, you'll succeed in all areas of your life. I wish you all the best. Good luck, class of 23.
Thank you, Brooke. Our concert choir will now delight us with a musical piece. Let's give our concert choir a big round of applause while we wait for the technical difficulties, all right? Come on. I think we can do better than that. Come on. Big round of applause. Thank you. Mr. Hudson, please come up for the presentation of the class.
All right, unfortunately, we had some technical difficulty. But what I will tell you is this. What they were going to sing, it was fabulous. All right, it was phenomenal. All right, let's give them a round of applause. If you have heard them sing before, you 100% know that it would have been awesome. One of the greatest honors that is bestowed upon a high school principal is the responsibility of certifying to the superintendent of schools that the young people about to receive their diplomas have met all local and New York State Department of Education criteria for earning a high school diploma. Therefore, Dr. Rihanna, I certify that the students who are about to be presented to you and the Board of Education have satisfied the graduation requirements of the State Education Department and the Board of Education. Therefore, are eligible to receive a Glen Cove High School diploma from the Glen Cove Board of Education. I am honored and pleased to present the class of 2023.
So now let's make it official. By the authority vested in me by the the Glen Cove Board of Education, the State Board of Regents, and the Commissioner of Education, I recommend, with the administration and faculty concurring, that the high school diploma be confirmed upon each of the graduates before me who have now been presented to you, the Board of Education, on this 23rd day of June. Board of Trustees, I proudly present to you the class of 2023 for the awarding of their high school diplomas. Where are you?
On behalf of the Board of Education, I have accepted the recommendations of the high school principal and superintendent of schools. I officially declare the class of 2023 as graduates of Glen Cove High School on this day, June 23rd, 2023.
Thank you. Now the moment we've all been waiting for. I hope I remember. Brooke Annabelle Tran. Ashlyn Brid Green. Agostino Fasciolo. Aiden John Costella. Nicole Annunziata. Taria Imani Marie Galatro. Alessandra Paige Juarez. Carolina Marie Geneva. Ellie Rose Noble. Sangamo Detlef Shova. Elijah Alexander Roditi. Samuel Kenneth Rosenberg. Alexander Piashtik. Katie Lisbeth Juarez Zavala. Joshua Isaac Pernett. John Paul Abandondolo. Alexandra Acosta. Valerie Joanna Acosta. Valerie Jasmine Alcantara Espinosa. Edwin Gabriel Alvarado. Reina Isabel Álvarez Escobar. Yerli Jahaira Amaya Quijada. Tatiana Marie Andino Mendez. Ryan Vincent Annunziato. Brianna Eileen Araujo. Adriana Jacqueline Argueta. Paul Argyros. Sayuri Kajin Arroyo. Bethel Aschelo. Kamaya Lanice Ashby. Ariel Avelar. Alessia Rose Ayers. Matthew Benjamin Bailey. Daniel Barajas. Luis Antonio Barrera. Matthew Paul Basil. Carter Daniel Beckhart Swazi. Saverio Venciveni. Alex Jose Benitez. Mario David Benitez Benitez. Alexandria Bevona Newton. Anaí Lisbeth Bonilla Alfaro. Colette Solange Brunel. Joseph Victor Budziak. Ana Kakase. Cayo Hugo Calderón Pastrán. Angelo Mario Congero. Dylan Charles Cardenas. Jasmine Suzette Cardenas. Christopher Osvaldo Cardosa Varela. Jake Robert Casal. Charlie Louis Centeno. Maximino Chavez Canales. Joanne Chen. Aja Cheng. Davion Heaven Christopher. Alan Leon Coelho. Sean Christopher Conrad. Rogel George Kanzi. Carmen del Rosario Cruz Enriquez. Cassandra Elizabeth Cruz Rivas. Jacob Aaron Cueva. Ian Edward Kukro. Lorenzo Pierino Curcio. Janessa Marie Curry. Mason Connor Dow. Ornella Daihava. Mariela de Oliveira Walker. Jessica Marianne Delfino. Gianni Francesco De Rosa. Olivia Marie Devine. Catherine Quintina Diaz Serrano. Jason L. Downer Jr. Ava Grace Duche. Anastasia Tiffany Edwards. Maria Fernanda Espino. Ryan Evans. John Familetti. Hector Fernandez Gomez. Brian Nelson Flores. Jose Vladimir Flores. Roxana Abigail Flores. Vanessa Lisette Flores. Brooke Elizabeth Freytag. Natalie Nicole Fuchs. Cindy Diana Gallo Colindres. Jonathan de Jesus Galvez Morales. Yvette Madeline Garcia Llanes. Jaylon Michael Gibson. Christopher Brian Gilbetta. Danielle Aline Hines. Marilyn Arlette Giron Segovia. Elijah Graham Goldstein. Michael Gonzalez. Rocio Abigail Gonzalez Cordova. Juan Edgardo Gonzalez Duran. Eric Michael Graciosi. Sean Patrick Greenberg. Brian Alexander Guardado. Luis Mario Guardado. Randy Juriel Guevara. Milagros Guevara Méndez. Jair Fernando Gutierrez Martínez. Maria Gutierrez Rodríguez. Bilal Hadery. Ryan Joseph Heenan. Angie Daniela Hernandez Cruz. Alan Joshua Hudson. Christopher Kenori Hyman Jr. Anthony Joseph Irvine. Leora Alexis Jackson. Janelle Saraya Johnson. Gabriela Sarai Hoja Acevedo. Madeline Ketchum. John Michael Kostakis.
Lilia Glory Landaverde. Joshua David Latham. Sulema Estefany Lazo Velasquez. Rodney Nico Leftwich Jr. Kaya Letelier. Alyssa Madison Lomini. Julia Rose Lucidi. Shifali Mahapatro. Vanessa Angelina Mahano. Brooke Nicole Malvino. Gloria Lopez Maldonado. Michael Markoulis. Vincent Peter Murata. Kevin Eduardo Marquez Benitez. Francis Daniel Martinez. Sarah Ann Marchenko. Susan Giselle Mazda Santos. Jake Vito Milanese. Kristen Alexis Miller. Jermaine Mason Mingo. Christopher Molina Argueta. William Giovanni Morales Oriana. David Anthony Moza. Madison Selena Nannen. Nathan Anthony Napolitano. Elijah Daniel Newton. Matthew Gunnar Nystrom. Veronica Andina O'Regan. Ricardo Ochoa. Zulma Vanessa Oriana Ruiz. Gerardo Samuel Ortiz Santos. Diego Samuel Pacheco Villamar. Francis Valeria Para. Camila Maria Paz Bonilla. Natalie Sofia Panate. Daniel E. Perez. Luis Perez. Janelle Jamileth Pazantes. Michael Anthony Picarillo. Jeff Vladimir Pineda. Andrea Jamila Pineda Hernandez. Geldy Mayarli Pineda Rivera. Ohani Kevin Polo. Samuel Wilfredo Portillo Penate. Janali Isaiah Prezzo. Katie Ann Quinn. Katia Alexandra Quintanilla Rodriguez. Victoria Crystal Rabinal. Natalie Jasmine Ramos Garcia. Johan Andres Rendon Arango. Marisol Reyes. Brian Javier Reyes Castro. Fatima Yesenia Reyes Gomez. Michael Ricciardi. Jorge Ernesto Rios. Darwin Joel Rivas. Fatima del Carmen Rivas Mejia. Devin Randev Rodrigo. Evan Noel Rodriguez. Nigel Jesus Rodriguez. William Angelo Romeo. Valeria Rosito. Ronald Enrique Rubio Quintanilla. Kimberly Yamile Salamanca. Allison Andrea Salinas Chavez. William Andres Santamaria. Faith Teresa Santana. Grace Ophelia Santana. Joy Evelyn Santana. Vieren Danae Maxima Sepulvede Seagath. Ryan Jonathan Serrano. Cairo Diago Settle. Joshi Alcides Silva. Joshua Aiden Singh. Rachel Lauren Solomon. Peter Anthony Soriel. Ashley Soto. Christian Maurice St. Eloy. Brianna Renee Stevens. Jamari Nazir Stevenson. Nathaniel Mark Solomon. Eamon John Sullivan. Luciano Charles Talasese. Aaliyah Jaylyn Thurman. Daniel Jose Torella. Leila Maritza Tercios. Edith Jodaline Venegas. Jeffrey Saul Venegas. Freddie Javier Venegas Quintanilla. Helen Estrelita Vargas Rivera. Rocio Alexa Vasquez. Elias George Vasilakis. Jaris Berto Vega. Emerson Velasquez. Noah Emmanuel Velasquez. Ariel Jonathan Velasquez Yanez. Sean Christopher Vereen. Yerolyn Del Carmen Villafana. Jocelyn Lorenzo Villatoro. Andrea Isabel Vintimilla Redrovan. Victoria Gabriela Walker. Adele Rita Wally. Aaliyah Marie Washington. Anaya Marie Webb. Londell Wayne Wheeler Jr. Javante Eddie White. Oscar Sebastian Weiss. Dakota Ann Wiesner. Parker Thomas Wiesner. Cameron Christopher Williams. Ellie Hope Waska. Lori Rose Yaman. Darwin Ulysses Yanez Gallo. Juan Francisco Yepes Armas. Mario Gustavo Zaldivir Reyes. Albert Ricardo Zambrano. Kaylin Idania Zavala. Christopher Zavala Duarte. Cindy Giselle Zuniga. Let's give all our graduates a huge round of applause. Seniors in the choir, please come up. Let's give them a huge round of applause.
Thank you.
Oh, there it is.
you, Mr. Norris, and members of the court. Thank you, Mr. Norris and the chorus. Let's give them another round of applause. Brooke Tran, please come up for the tassel ceremony.
You're right there.
The moving of the tassel ceremony too? Okay. Graduates, please rise and join me in the turning of the tassel ceremony. Graduates, please move your tassel from the right to the left side of your cap. This moment symbolizes one transition from a student to a high school graduate. Dr. Rihanna, Dr. Hudson, distinguished members of the Board of Education, parents, guardians, family, and friends, I hereby present to you the graduating class of 2023.
Congratulations, felicitaciones.